I think the biggest value that I'm seeing, the partnership, I've worked with CoVest's now for 5 years in various capacities. I've been dedicated as the global client executive for all CoVest's members for the last 3.5, I believe. And I just continue to see our partnership grow and evolve, and the value that the members are getting. We're seeing a high success rate within our members. When we get in, we do the analysis and we really partner together. We're just seeing that a lot of cost value, efficiency value brought to the membership, and that helps me grow my business as well. So it's a very beneficial, a mutually beneficial situation. I think the thing that I'm most excited about right now is we're kind of going through this turbulent phase of life for all of us. But Konica Minolta 2 or 3 years ago really began to diversify our approach and what we were offering to all of our clients. But from the CoVest's membership, you know, we have the traditional print. There's no doubt about that. That's kind of the bread and butter of what we offer. And it's what most organizations think of when they think of Konica Minolta. But through our acquisitions, and you know, we've now got an entire practice around managed IT services and around content management. And those are two things that are really driving the way that we're all going to be working in the future. And so I think that the unique thing that Konica Minolta brings is we were doing this well before COVID hit. These were things that we saw. So the innovation was there, and we already had the platform. So we were locked and loaded and ready to go once this kind of pandemic stuff hit. We were able to say, okay, you don't want to print anymore, or you're not going to print as much anymore. That's fantastic. We still have plenty of things that we can talk to you about, and there's still plenty of goodness that we can bring. I think, you know, the thing that they can look for us is a lot of creativity and unique approach. It is not we have a widget and we want to sell you a widget. Things are so highly customizable. Just like every one of the members are going to be going through their own unique return to work strategies, approach, and issues that are going to occur. So we are not a one size fits all. We are absolutely understanding that each one of these situations are going to be unique, and we've got a whole host of resources and professional services organizations, integration team members, managed IT services team members that are going to sit down and understand the members' unique, where am I at this moment, and how do you get me from where I am to where I want to be? And that's not just a one step. That is a long-term phased-in approach that we can stay with them through that process. Yeah, so one of the things pre-pandemic that Konica Minolta did, if we go back year and a half ago, there were some trade wars going on, and there were tariffs, and there were all of these things that are occurring in a manufacturing environment that we had to think about. So as that was happening, we created, we opened up a whole manufacturing process in Malaysia. So we now have the redundancy. We are not dependent upon one country, one region of the world to manufacture the hardware. Obviously, the intellectual stuff, that's on demand. So that supply chain is always going to be very fluid and very responsive. But from the hardware perspective, we were fortunate that we were very reactive in that situation during the tariff part of the situation, that we were able to get in front of that. So now we've got a tremendous amount of redundancy. We didn't have to pass along increased cost, because we got the facility in Malaysia that were not impacted by tariffs. So not only do we have the extra facility, we are one of the only, if not the only person in our industry that did not have to increase our prices to our end clients because of that situation. One of the things that we've done from a supply chain perspective as well is from the United States, our business unit, call ourselves BUS, our CEO, and that's North America and Central America both. Our CEO has, we haven't had a single product on back order. We have not had one order come through that could not be filled. And obviously times are slow for us right now, but in anticipation of things will return to normal at some point. We don't know what the new normal will be, but it will be some sort of a version of normal. Our CEO made the investment to go ahead and has procured enough product to get us through 12 months in anticipation of it being fully back to normal. So we've made that investment, and the members can then trust that if they place an order with us, if they make a transition from another partner to us, they're not going to be in a back order. There won't be delays. It's business as usual for us and our members right now. You know, I think because, again, of our unique positioning with having the ECM practice and with having our managed IT services, we developed exceptionally rapidly a complete end-to-end solution around return to work. And that was comprehensive. It was CDC compliant. So because we had that framework there, we were able to be like, okay, if this is the problem and this is the answer, how do we connect those two dots? So we were exceptionally quick to market on some of these solutions that large CEOs of Fortune 500 organizations are calling us saying, I need you to help me get my company back to work. How do we do this safely? But how do I get back to making a profit for my shareholders? And those are two things they're a tough balance right now for a lot of organizations. And I think Konica Minolta is just exceptionally uniquely positioned to help in those situations. For Konica Minolta, yes, we make print devices, and we sell print devices that we don't manufacture. So if you want 3D or you want wide format or you want something that puts dots on paper, that's fine. We do that all day, every day. But where the real value that we bring, it's really in those two other categories. It's in the content management, because that's becoming, you know, we know Gartner says that 80% of large organizations say that at least 20% of their people that they sent home to work will stay at home. So how we work is going to look different. Even when we get back to normal, it's going to look very different. But Konica Minolta as a company, we deal with every size of an organization. And even now, like, I would have never thought, it wouldn't have ever been on my radar to try to put together, you know, a print device, a monitor, a keyboard, and, you know, and some sort of network connectivity. That wouldn't have been something in an enterprise account set that you would work on. Well, now it is, because now they've got 25% of their employees working from home. So we now have this little bundle that, you know, Richie needs to work from home. Okay, here you go. You know, and you've got everything shipped to your house that you need to set up. And so it has changed the dialogue a lot, for sure. But, you know, there's a lot of value around the other aspects of what we do, and content management being number one. Well, you can't walk over to a file cabinet anymore and be like, well, I want to pull that invoice. It needs to be digitized. Mail needs to be digitized these days. These are all things that we can do, and your members probably don't think that when they think of Konica Minolta. So that's kind of the hymn that we've been singing, you know, trying to really get this message out that we're just way more than a print provider.